So hi everyone, I am Tammy and I'll be presenting a new project called Proposal in Two-Step. To be honest, it's not that new. It was proposed by Yingjiu Li, Professor Yingjiu Li from University of Oregon about 2 years ago. And luckily, no one has done anything similar. And we are proceeding to push on this project. So yeah, just a quick introduction of the background and the motivation for this research is we are trying to design a system that could mitigate MEV, so maximal extractable value, from the blockchain, which is a potential profit that participants can extract from rewarding transactions. They could do so by front-running, back-running, sandwiching attacks, arbitrage opportunities, and transaction omission, delay, and censorships. And this is particularly a problem in the proof-of-stake system. So very popular one, it would be Ethereum. And we are trying to design something that would be something compatible to Ethereum-like protocols. And there are also existing solutions that we're going to go through and compare our designs with it. So just how I'll go through the existing solutions first. So there have been attempts to try and mitigate the MEVs from Ethereum chain, which would be a very popular one. It's a relay called Flashbot, although it was aimed to redistribute MEV. It did introduce new centralization risks. Actually, the MEV got even worse, or it encourages people to do MEV even more with this design. So it's not particularly helpful in the sense of mitigating MEV. And then another protocol would be PROF, and this is a theoretical model that would be Ethereum compatible. And what it does is to introduce a new trusted parties that you just send the transactions to them, and they would order it blindly and then append it at the end of the block. So it's kind of like a free candy for the validators who is packing the block. But then there's a problem to this. If the network congestion is too much, then they wouldn't add this to the end of the block because the gas has been finished. They don't have extra space for this, so this could be a problem. And then the next one, this is also another creative method. So what they've done is they actually put on a token. So it's like when you go to restaurants and you're queuing, instead of actually physically standing there, they give you a number and then they call the number when there's a table available. So that's basically what they've done. So they distribute a token to everyone and their transactions must follow the token order. But then this could lead to other problems like secondhand markets, and that could introduce new centralization risk and other problems. And they could also blindly just put the MEV attacks, but this would cost quite a lot. So it does reduce some of the MEVs in the block. Some other ones, I wouldn't go through them one by one, but some of them, they do time ordered. Some of them, they do off-chain relays, and some of them, they do encryptions, but they would require they would require TTE to decrypt. So what our design do? So we split the 12-second block into B1 and B2. So B1, for B1, users broadcast a partially hidden transactions. So the mempool wouldn't be completely transparent. In the mempool, you would only see the sender, the news, the gas, and the hash. But then the address, the recipient address, the value, and other data are hidden. So you don't have the full data to do MEV attacks. And then proposers construct block B1 with these partially hidden informations. And then the block B1 get proposed and confirmed, but then it's not executed. After that, once that is confirmed, the users would get a notification that their partially hidden transactions is included on chain, and they would then reveal the full hidden fields to the mempool, and then without switching orders of the transactions, the proposers can switch the transactions with their full information one by one. And then the B2 is validated and replaces B1 on chain, and B2 would be the finalized block. So what this has an advantage of is this wouldn't need any TTEs. This wouldn't need a lot of encryptions. And this would, but this would also introduce some more overheads because the back and forth, and this would not allow people to do MEV because they don't know the core data they would need to do MEV. I mean, they could also just plant MEV attacks blindly, but that would introduce a high cost, and we will do some more experiments on that to see how the payoff would be. And this is just a illustration of how the workflow would be. So users create partially hidden transactions, build proposers, select an order, and B1 confirmed, user knowing that their transactions being included, and they would reveal the matching transactions to the partially hidden transactions they have submitted. And then if the proposer that built B1 is still available, then it would build B2 also, so that they would only earn the gas fee when they finish building B2. This is to encourage the proposer to stay online for the whole 12 seconds. And then finally, it's confirmed and executed on chain. So we haven't yet done any theoretical analysis. We will do that, but we have modified the Go Ethereum client and deployed the private testnet with some very initial results. So we sampled from the main Ethereum chain, and also we've implemented the MEV strategies from the historical Flashwell data, and we replayed that on the testnet. And we have used this inspection tool, also is documented by Flashbot. It's mainly on arbitrage, sandwich attacks, and swaps. So with the very initial results, we've got that our system would decrease the counts for MEV, and the counts and the total ETH value. And this is the count, this is the value. So it's especially good on reducing the number of swaps and sandwich attacks. So they are all pretty significant in the reduction, and so this is some very initial results for the MEV attacks results, and we've also done some experiments on the block processing overhead, and this is a result. So because of the back and forth, the P2S system does results in a higher overhead, because they do have to, the validators, the consensus parties, they will have to make sure that the B2 orders are actually the same as B1, so that could introduce some more overhead. Yeah, that's a really quick one. Okay, I'm earlier, and also just from, yeah.
That's okay, because we were running out. So it's good that you're quicker. I actually do have it's more like a suggestion, because when we are proposing this P2S, the immediate benchmark people are thinking is probably not the Ethereum POS mechanism, but rather the PBS mechanism, right? The proposer voter separation, because that also kind of split the consensus process into two steps. You propose, and then you build, kind of. But I think we have investigated also previously, PBS actually would exacerbate,
Yeah, exactly.
MEV,
I think that's
and also exacerbate decentralization and so on and so forth. And we'll probably seem to show that.
So yes, yeah, I think that's definitely one of the benchmark. As in now, I mean, the Ethereum mainnet, more than 90% of it is built from Flashbot, PBS Flashbot. So it's kind of the same. But I'll definitely mention it.
Yes.
And and it doesn't really mitigate MEV at all. There are other more similar mechanism to P2S than PBS. It would be something like these, order fairness. So what they do is they also hide the transaction. So they would encrypt the whole transaction, and the proposers or validators, they could only order based on the encrypted data, and then once the block is confirmed, then it would be decrypted. But that would introduce a lot of cryptography issues. So I think that's our main difference, but this would be more similar to P2S compared to PBS.
Yes. The other thing is, I think although we are looking, we're examining the Ethereum ecosystem, the general idea, I think, is completely transferable. It's basically, instead of having a mempool that is completely transparent, you only have partial commitment first, and then you have the full commitment, right? So basically, not commitment, partial reveal, or like partial reveal, and then commit, but partial reveal, and then fully commit, fully reveal. This is transferable idea that all other blockchains can.
I get it. I think I could optimize the table as well. I could the table to be more clear on that. But yeah, I hope I make the time back
in the narrative.
Sure.
The question is, you say something.